Sadly, we didn't get an answer to virtually anything. And one of the most dismaying things, seeing Secretary Mayorkas' pitiful performance at the hearing today, is the disaster at the southern border is not an accident. It's by design. They are intending this catastrophe to unfold. And the only explanation as to why is that they believe, as a matter of crass partisan politics, that if you let millions and millions of illegal aliens in, that many of them in future years will vote Democrat. And so they're willing to overlook everything else. So I asked Secretary Mayorkas, how many kids have been put in the Biden cages? He didn't know. I asked him, how many people coming here illegally have died, have been abandoned to die in the desert by the coyotes? He said, I don't know. I asked him, how many women being trafficked in by human traffickers have been sexually assaulted? He said he didn't know. I asked him, how many of the children, of the over 100,000 children that are brought in by human traffickers, how many of them have been sexually assaulted? He said he didn't know. I asked him, how many illegal aliens did you release into our communities who were COVID positive? He said he didn't know. And you just played a minute ago how he refused to answer how many murderers they've released, how many rapists they've released, how many child molesters they've released. They don't care.
That was Texas Senator Ted Cruz there, raining down on Alejandro Mayorkas' pitiful performance on Tuesday. The Homeland Security Secretary faced the Senate Judiciary Committee to discuss the failings at the US-Mexico border. The border crisis is one of the biggest issues facing the Biden administration, as there is a record high number of illegal immigrants crossing the border in an attempt to be processed into the United States. But Ted Cruz thinks the committee didn't receive an answer to virtually anything Mr. Mayorkas was asked on. He also believes the dire situation is not an accident. In fact, he believes it is by design, as an attempt to get millions of migrants to vote for the Democrats in the future. During this year, there has been around 1.7 million illegal immigrants cross the border to the US, and that number is expected to reach 2 million by the end of the year. We saw in September the situation get worse in Del Rio, Texas, when an estimated 30,000 mostly Haitian immigrants crossed through Mexico and camped out under the international bridge. Thousands created shanty houses out of leaves and sticks and lived in squalor, running out of food and water, with reports that some women even gave birth there. As Ted Cruz probed Alejandro Mayorkas on the safety at the border, including how many criminals they've encountered or let loose into the community. Customs and Border Patrol agents have encountered over 28,000 criminal illegal immigrants during the 2021 financial year, out of the total 1.4 million encountered to October. The statistics also show that that number of criminals encountered has fallen by 27%. When Ted Cruz probed the secretary on these issues, he says that the Democrats just don't care, especially because Joe Biden is yet to visit the southern border, and his VP has only been there once in June when she visited El Paso. Mr. Cruz went on to slam the Biden administration of the border issues, claiming that his home state of Texas are the ones that bear the brunt of this.
I also asked him, Sean, has Joe Biden gone down to see the Biden cages? Answer, no. Has Kamala Harris gone to see the Biden cages? Answer, no. I asked, has even one Senate Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee come to see the Biden cages? For 4 years, they went on and on and on about kids in cages. Does even one of them give a damn enough to see the more kids in the bigger cages today? He answered no. They don't care. It is pure cynical politics. And I got to tell you, in Texas, we're paying the price. When I'm down on the border, when I'm talking to farmers and ranchers and sheriffs and law enforcement, they are fed up. They are fed up with the crime, with the disease, with the poverty. It is overwhelming the state of Texas. And this administration is creating this lawlessness, and they're doing it deliberately.